What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the motherfucking Chaos and Loot podcast with your boy Lou up in the fucking building. What's good? What's good? Welcome back. Happy Friday to everybody. Hope everybody out there is doing amazingly. I know we are. Happy holidays to everybody. It's been a good little week. Yeah, it's one of them. It comes every year, guys. You know what happens, man. Fucking time of year comes around, you start spending all of your money in your bank account. Bro. It happens every time.
You got to do it big for the kids. You got to do it big.
Yeah, man. It's been a tough year for me, honestly. As this year hasn't been super amazing as far as finances go. But, again, the nature of our business, man, it's just one of them things you got to deal with and be ready to kind of like tackle as it comes around. But that's not to say that it's been bad. It's been a good year, but also a tough year, so
yeah. I mean,
you know. And then obviously, you guys know we had a special guest last week. Fucking shout out to my brother Wasitos for showing up and giving us a great episode and having some great shit to talk about. We posted up a couple shorts with him, and those have been getting a pretty good following been a pretty good hit.
A pretty good point of view on the way he operates and the long distance and all that other stuff. I hope we have future episodes. I know we are, but
I think he's getting back on people.
He pretty had a good insight on how he deals with his the way he works with his finances and whatnot. But that's just a small example of what he's gonna be bringing to the table. You know what I mean? Because he has a whole different perspective from how we have it.
Yeah, guys, and I've been talking to him. He absolutely had a blast being on here. But he did say that he wanted to touch on a few things again when he comes back on. He didn't really elaborate too much, but it's his first time being on a live.
Yeah, it's still awkward, man.
We're still somewhat getting used to it sometimes, and we gotta, at the end of the day, we try to provide some type of value for the people who are watching. So, we knew he had some great insights, and despite how you might have felt about it, I think he drove home a lot of good points when it came to dating,
definitely,
and his lifestyle and the things he's got to deal with as a man. So, yeah, it's pretty good. But anyways, besides that, hope everybody, like I said, is having great holidays, man, and that life is being beautiful for you guys. Hopefully you guys had a really good Christmas. But we got one more to finish out the year, man. So I got to ask you, Lulu, New Year's is coming up. What is your fucking New Year's resolution? What you got for me, man?
Oh, man, shit,
what we doing?
I know we all got, most of the same, bro. But for me, I'm just going to be real with myself, man. And these are just me being true to myself and things that I could immediately cut out my life. And that's just some of the bad habits with my, one of probably the worst one is drinking soda.
Ooh.
Drinking soda is probably the worst one for me because, I gave it up. And then all of a sudden I just said one day, like, forget it, man. And that's, and it's
that's
just
pretty typical for New Year's resolution.
Soda and obviously my eating habits, bro, because, being on the road, sometimes we don't even want to eat outside food anymore, bro, because it's just, you can't wait to get home and just eat a nice little home cooked meal.
Man, I tell you.
I mean, but we're forced to do what we have to do. But at the end of the day, like, if I'm forced to, at least try to, do as best as I can,
So
soda is probably my biggest one.
Okay. Yeah. You got any other one besides soda or just soda? Soda's the main. Sugar is what you're saying.
Sugar is basically my main one. But obviously doing a little bit more physical activity, working out more. Definitely working out more.
So am I getting you in the fucking gym this year or what?
You know what, bro? Baby steps. This guy asked me a question and I'm giving him my answer and he doesn't like it.
Hey, no, I didn't say I didn't like the answer,
fine, it's a judgmental tone and I can feel you judging.
Hey, man, you said I'm about to get, physical part of it too. So I'm like, all right, this motherfucker about to hit the gym with me.
A little extra to the car, a little, maybe up and down the stairs a little bit more.
Shit.
No, but yeah, definitely, bro. I'm open-minded a little bit more. I have to be, bro. I have to, for my kids, definitely, bro, because I'm trying to be here to at least another 50
We got to go back to where people are living till like 100 at least.
Yeah, man, definitely.
It used to be a thing.
But we got to do our part. That's one of the things that I definitely have to recognize and get rid of.
I almost feel like that kind of came with the times too. Like life has changed a lot since then. Like life was a lot more simple back in the day.
Yeah.
As opposed to how it is now. There's so much going on in life and so much facets to life, and it's only growing as we're getting older, man. Like, I mean, just when we were right before middle school, the internet wasn't even like a real thing, bro. Like, we had AOL, we had the fucking dial-up, bro. Like, compared to what it is now, everything is just at your fingertips. Like, for you to not know something in this day and age, there's no excuse, man.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you, man. But, that's just, it's different. I view things differently, bro. Like, a big thing for me is online shopping. I don't do it.
I know.
I don't trust it. I'm more of a, I
love
give
Amazon.
you the money. You give me what I buy, all that, we get a receipt. I'm old school, that type of guy. But, it's something as easy as, shopping online. It's just way more convenient, way more easier.
You're one of the guys that prefer to have the hardcover game versus the digital one.
Definitely, bro. Because
the nostalgia.
Yeah, definitely.
It's there.
I mean, but again, I come from a different time. I'm about to be 35, so it's just back. I know. But at the end of the day, it's just different for kids and more accessible.
I'm already 35.
Yeah.
Damn.
But exactly. But yeah, man. It's just one thing that we have to really, realize that nowadays, bro, it's easier and like I said, your kids could benefit from some of these things,
absolutely.
I think that us parents use it sometimes for the wrong reasons, mostly for them to get away from us and get them entertained. And I can honestly say that, but
man, there's some parents out there that shouldn't be parents. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously you moderate it and, you give them okay, you can be on a little bit of time,
Yeah. I think it's really good that you limit your kids.
Oh, definitely.
On how often they can be on their Nintendo Switch and stuff.
Yeah. Because, again, you go out your way to buy them all these gifts on Christmas and on their birthdays and stuff. I'm not gonna just buy them and have them just not play with them and stuff. I tend to think that my girls are a little bit old school because they still enjoy playing with dolls and
they do
like
for
that,
sure for sure.
But that all depends on you as a parent. I'm not here to judge anybody. Do what you do, but in our reality, we have to recognize that some of the stuff that they're watching online is really not good for them at all. You know what I mean?
Let's be real, people. If your kids are running a fucking muck and you're just sitting there watching YouTube videos and watching us and you're bullshitting and you ain't taking care of your kids, go take care of your fucking kids right now, goddammit.
Yeah,
like legitimately, your kids need your attention, and as well as they need good guidance in life. So like I said, little things like you're doing, like moderating how often they can be and on their game and
definitely.
stuff.
And it goes back to us being, more active, because I don't know if you remember me telling you, I used to go walk with my mom to Kenneth Hahn every morning. You know what I mean? It's actually pretty refreshing. It's like, I think if you walk the whole park, it's like 5 miles. You know what I mean? And, you walk the whole thing. And at the end of the walk, bro, I'm telling you, you do your exercise here, you know what I mean? And then you can enjoy your day a little bit more because I've noticed that now because, one of the things that we spoke about is that I like sleeping a lot. And, bro,
as a baby.
Back then, I still remember when I wouldn't get, because I was so energized after the walk, you know what I mean?
You get older, that metabolism goes.
Bro, definitely. But then again, I started working with you, and then sometimes we only eat once a day, so it's just tough sometimes, it's tough. Sticking to a diet or whatever you want, or eating habit or whatever. But again, I'm gonna do my best, and I know you're pretty good at keeping your word because you don't give into temptation, to be honest, at all.
I do. I hide it better,
I mean, you had it real well. You didn't do it in front of me, bro. We spend weeks sometimes together. You don't touch a soda.
Yeah, but I'm also splashing a little bit of soda in my drink every now and again. So it's like it's not like I didn't completely give it up all the way.
I still.
But you're right. I definitely won't.
Definitely more self-control than I do.
Yeah, I mean, and then it doesn't help that I drink like Red Bull sometimes when I'm on the road. So that's a little more. But
still,
sugar
again,
right there.
You're talking about 8-10 hours that you're driving. You know what I mean? So it's really. Anyways, but again, it all has its ups and downs and this bad things. But again, just.
So, New Year's resolution for you, give up the soda, ultimately more sugar out of your diet.
Basically, yeah.
Possibly work out with Chris.
That's a big possibly right there.
We're going to fucking force that motherfucker. No, I'll be honest with you too, man. Look, I am currently, and this is going into what my New Year's resolution is, I'm currently the heaviest I've ever been in my entire life. Well, I've lost a little bit of it since I started going to the gym. But I haven't been consistent enough to like lose more. I've lost, I think it was like 5 pounds in total when I started going. And last time I checked, I was back up 1 more pound. So that means I kind of like, that's that water weight that goes up and down.
So you went from shopping at Baby Gap to Men's Land, basically is what you're saying. Just want to get it straight. I'm just saying, because I just want to make it clear. Bro.
First of all, large is not Baby Gap size. Thank you very much.
large. Anyways, continue what you're saying. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
See what I gotta fucking deal with, everybody.
You're right.
You see the shit I gotta deal with.
I've always been size men. So
anyways, so large is not a size man, is what you're saying.
Agree to disagree, my
hey,
boy.
whatever floats your boat, man. It's all good.
All right.
But yes, I am not going to shop at Baby Gap, as you like to put it, anymore. But, you know, it's going to be for the right reasons. I'm about to yoke the fuck up.
This fool was wearing the same pants from high school. That's how you know.
You know, it's crazy that you say that because I still wear the same size to this day from when I was in high school.
Damn.
Probably from like 8th grade if I'm being honest.
That's crazy.
But I will say the extra little 15 pounds that I put on since I've like gotten to my max, my pants feel a little tighter.
A little tight, a little
and
something.
it's not the proper bulge that I'm liking to feel, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's why I get man.
Yeah, anyways. Fucking guy, man. So yeah, my New Year's resolution this year is to absolutely go hard in the fucking gym. You know, there was little other reasons why I kind of like wasn't as active in it. Even my cousin kept wanting me to get in there with him and live because he's getting solid right now, man. Dude, shout out to Joe, man. You're fucking killing it, bro. But yeah, man, he wanted me to get in there, but I think, you know, I had a little bit of a shoulder injury. I feel like it's kind of healed right now, but I haven't really like did dead presses yet, or deadlifts, chest press. So I'm kind of scared to. But I remember last time, man, I was hitting the bench, and I just put one plate, bro. And normally one plate's solid. I'm not too bad at that. And I put it, and I could barely lift it up because of my right side, like right on my shoulder cuff, bro. So hopefully it's been roughly about a year since that happened, and maybe about 6 months since I really felt the pain of it. So this year, my goal is to be solid in the gym, man. That's ultimately what I'm trying to do. Get back to being cut like I was, and potentially maybe pack on a little more muscle mass. But I don't want to be big, man. I'm not trying to be no fucking yoked up motherfucker. So I like my speed. I like being able to move. I like being agile. I'm just saying, man, you know, like right now, like I got no tone right now. So, but anyways, so that's my goal as far as the New Year's go, man. And hopefully I stick to
do what you do, man. Do what you do.
Like, man, at the end of the day, discipline is the most important thing that you can have as a man. And that's why I think it's super important when you set your mind to something, especially something like a resolution, excuse me, got the hiccups, especially something like that. You know, I think you should really recognize that if you're making that resolution for yourself, it's obviously something that like bothers you internally, like, you know, something you want to improve on. So why not hold yourself to the flame and just fucking do it, man?
Yeah.
So yeah, bro, I think that's ultimately what I'm gonna do. So but moving right along, people. So we got our first topic. Sorry, I'm trying to fix my loose ass mic over here. I don't know why it's so loose all of a sudden. Been over here fucking funneling my shit.
Well, anyway,
pause. Moving on to the first topic, and which is ultimately the basis of our show today, and we think it's super important to talk about because there's many facets to this question, and I think I would like to dive a little bit into all of the facets of loyalty. So obviously the main question is, who's more loyal, Lulu? Do you feel like men are more loyal to women, or is it women more loyal to men? Please tell me what you think, and tell me why you think it. And we can go based on many, not just necessarily relationship, but just in general too.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, in my opinion, obviously men are more loyal. We tend to, you know, give our all to, especially the people that show us loyalty and respect, and you know, we try to do the most. We do extra. We do, you know, I feel that, especially in a relationship, that if a man really loves you and takes care of you and all that, he's going to try his best to show you, to, you know, pretty much speaks with his actions. You know what I mean? Something as small as, you know, thinking about your family, your friends, you know, going as far as, you know, just doing the most, really. I'm not saying that women aren't loyal to a certain extent, you know, because there are some really good women out there. But again, I'm talking about like as a friend, as a lover, as a person in general. I think men show loyalty more. I think it's more obvious. You get what I'm saying? I think it's pretty obvious if a guy is loyal, is a good guy. You know what I mean? That he will go beyond more than what he's capable of, for especially for a girl that he's really interested in and really loves and appreciates. You know what I mean? Definitely shows more loyalty in that aspect.
So you would say in a relationship, a man's more loyal for sure.
Definitely, if he's getting what he wants out of the relationship and out of the woman, the respect and the loyalty, I would definitely believe that the man is more loyal. That's just my opinion on it. There's again, because the fact that we have more to lose if you really think about it. If we
we touched on that.
If we definitely we have more to lose if we get caught up, cheating or whatever, because especially the situation that you're in, you're going to definitely think twice about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we definitely touched on that topic a little bit on one of our previous pods. Women are almost incentivized to leave marriages simply because they have a lot more to gain out of a marriage, especially if there's like joint accounts and he's the main breadwinner. She definitely has more reasons to leave.
For me, it would be more of the kids. You know what I mean? Like, honestly,
for staying.
Yeah, definitely, because the kids are mainly the motivation that I wouldn't want anybody. I wasn't raised up in a broken home.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So it's not natural for me, and I wouldn't want my daughters to have to go through that experience of having possibly another guy in their mom's life.
So that actually gives me a question, not to cut you off because you're on a good one. Let's just say a woman was, or someone, not even just a woman, someone who was raised up in a home that's not broken. Do you think that person is more likely to stay, or do you think they'll follow in footsteps because of what they're used to seeing?
I think they're more likely to stay because it just feels more natural as a just the whole way you look at a relationship. You know what I mean? Because I feel that especially people that grow up with both parents, they see the ups and downs. Mm-hmm. They see when their parents are fighting, what they're fighting about, and whatnot. But
so you're saying they're more likely to stay if they're in a household with both parents?
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Yeah,
I was asking if do you think if that person didn't have a put together home and their home was broken, is that person more likely to leave a relationship?
Yeah, definitely. So? Yeah, I think so, because they don't know any better. You know what I mean? If let's just say, for example, you have a mom that has different, kids with different guys. You know what I mean? I think in a way, not to take anything away from their parents if they're there for them or not, but right. I think if it gets down to the point where they're not happy with their partner, I think they'll feel a more natural feeling to just walk away from the relationship. Doesn't matter what the kid really feels or what repercussions come from it, because in their eyes, their mom did it. So, you could always find another dude in another relationship.
Yeah, I think just like anything that we do in life, man, our environment plays a big part in who we become as people. And, I can maybe speak on the opposite end of it, because I didn't necessarily grow up in a house where my parents were together forever. So I was somewhat in a broken home, even though I had both of them in my lives. It was different homes at the same time. And, here I am, many, many years later, and I'm obviously not in my marriage anymore. And, maybe it does play a part, and maybe that's just what I'm accustomed to. I don't know. But I definitely feel like loyalty, especially in a marriage, it's very like, what's the word? I'll go ahead and read that if you want.
It starts at home and what they see as normal, because it was normalized since a young age.
Yeah, I agree, and that's kind of what I feel like. I did grow up in a broken home. I wasn't raised around my actual birth father, so. It definitely held some type of resentment in my life towards him. And I know that's maybe not necessarily what he wanted to happen, but, my mom decided to move out here from Belize to here, and he stayed in Belize. So, it was kind of put in a tough situation, but at the same time, yeah, I guess you can say that it might have played a part in how I view relationship, and maybe how easy it is for me to step out of one if I'm like not getting what I need in it. You know what I mean? And I don't mean step out as in like cheat or anything. I just mean like it's easy, especially now that I have more standards. It's easier for me to be like, fuck this shit. Like, I'm not about to deal with it. So my point is loyalty. There's a lot of facets to loyalty. I feel like you can absolutely be loyal to your wife, but still want to cheat.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think. Well, my opinion on that is you can be loyal to your wife and want to cheat because I think it has to. You have to get that motivation. You have to get the good reason to. I mean, again, it goes back to if you're lacking something. You know what I mean? It could be anything from intimacy to attention to appreciation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It has a lot
that lacking factors, portion. We'll top on that.
That's I think what motivates guys to do it the most.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But again, I'm not two wrongs don't make a right. You know what I mean?
They sure don't.
It goes bad both ways. But again, men have way more to lose, emotionally, financially, and everything. So it's more than likely not going to happen from the guy, especially if you're an average guy. But again, women want more guys that are more wealthy, more status, and everything else. So I think those are the guys that you have to be worried about doing you dirty. You know what I mean? Because they have the ability to do that.
They have the options, and this is why we always say men are only as loyal as their options are. And I actually have that written down in the book, in our notes. Women are only as loyal as their options are, or men are only as loyal as their options are, and women are only as loyal as their feelings allow them to be. Because I feel like for a woman to cheat, there's much more that goes through her head before she goes and does it. You know what I mean? So it's it's just, again, loyalty. It's one of the ones we wanted to touch on a little bit because, just like we just said right now, we're less likely to leave, right? But we are more likely to cheat. And I think that brings us back to why we said it right now, our options. If we have the option and given the opportunity from a woman, I think that guy will absolutely step out if he knows that he can get away with it, not get caught. Again, men tend to want variety, so it's kind of in their DNA. So if the option came about, I think he would absolutely take it. So are men really as loyal?
I mean, but see,
this is why I pose it the way I pose it.
I see what you're saying, but I see it in a way where it's kind of weird or dumb to say, but what about when a girl keeps her Instagram even though she's in a relationship? You know what I mean?
Do you think she's being not so loyal if she keeps her Instagram?
I in my opinion, yes, because especially if she's the type that's promiscuous.
Because she's keeping her options open.
Basically, yeah, it goes down to her keeping her options open. Because why would she have to flaunt that type of things around, given she's in a relationship and they want to say like, oh well, you're so easy to go cheat. Well, why are you so easy to go post something so like personal to me, where it's disrespectful to me? Whereas women don't see these things that disrespect men, that makes us do the stupid shit.
I think what they lack to understand is that men are very territorial, and that tends to come off in this day and age where feminism is like a thing. It tends to come off as controlling, and I think that's a very big problem that we deal with in this day and age. Because the reality is, ladies, it's not that we're trying to control you. It's just you got to understand, like, we don't want you showing off what we have to everybody else. It's just in our blood to like absolutely be like, that's my girl. Like, no, don't look. You know what I mean? So it's again, and a lot of things that we speak on, they're very double-edged swords because there's facets to it, man. And let me ask you, would you give up your Instagram if it meant being with a girl that was going to hold you down for the rest of your life?
Absolutely, without a doubt. No, not even don't even hesitate. Why? Because it's not in social media. I'm just gonna speak it from my point of view. I didn't grow up with social media like that, bro. So you know what I mean. I'm not.
Wait. You didn't have MySpace?
Oh, I mean, everybody had MySpace, but
you didn't have AIM.
I had AIM. Yeah.
You didn't have Facebook?
I had Facebook.
So then you did grow up in the social media area.
No, but I didn't depend on it like that, bro. I wasn't using it for dating.
All right.
You know what I mean? I wasn't.
I'll give you that.
It was more of a entertainment thing.
Touche.
You know what I mean? It was more like, memes. It was just the
You weren't using it for dating.
I wasn't using it for dating at all. You know what I
Gotcha.
mean? Because I was if I was already afraid to, even walk up to a girl, bro. It wasn't like, what if I started talking to this girl on Instagram? I don't even know this chick. You don't know nothing. I'm not at the time. I didn't have no like real money to go travel or anything like that. So that's my excuse. Anyways, but
you'd give it up.
Yeah, I'd give it up without a doubt. Especially if she's worth it. You know what I mean? Hell yeah.
I think most men would give it up.
Yeah, definitely.
Women can also be territorial when they show that is portrayed as being toxic to some people. Interesting. What do you think?
I mean, to be honest, that's kind of a turn on and a turn off. In my opinion, it's mostly a turn on because it shows that she's obviously willing to even fight for you. You know what I mean? It shows loyalty to a certain extent. You know what I mean? But a turn off to where the point where it's embarrassing. You know what I mean? If you do some crazy shit in public or
in front of people.
Yeah, in front of people.
Yeah, we talked about emasculating last episode.
You know what I mean? Like that's one thing. Like, damn, for real. Like, you want to do this shit right now, type of thing. That's really like, yeah, come on, man. Like, you're acting like a child right now. Like, there's time and place for everything. You know what I mean? But again, I think it shows loyalty to a certain extent. Yeah,
I mean, I would give up a lot of shit to be in a great relationship with somebody on site. Man, yeah, I think I would give up a lot of shit just to be in like a solid relationship with a girl. But I think girl has to bring a lot, and which brings me to something that we were talking on today too. When women say, "Oh, I am the table," are you? Are you really the table? What does that mean? Like when a woman says, "I am the table," what do you take from that? I'm just kind of curious.
I mean,
because I hear that shit all the time these days.
I think it just depends on the kind of, what her status is too, bro. Because in my opinion, a woman that's single, is a single mom and all that, you can't, you already bring baggage along with the whole relationship. You know what I mean? So I think that disqualifies you from being a high value woman.
So it's circumstantial.
Yeah, man. But I think what women don't seem to understand is that it's not about what you do, career wise or nothing like that makes you, that's good that you're doing your own thing. You're have your own career, you have your own things going on or whatnot. That's fine and all, but what we really look for is the for youth, for just a woman that's gonna be willing to follow our lead, and pretty much submit to our every demand, because at the end of the day, I'm going to be the one providing for you, the one, sacrificing myself for you, giving you my all, so the least you can do is make me a sandwich.
You and this fucking sandwich.
I mean, it's I know we've heard it all the time. You know what I mean? That's the least you can do is make daddy a sandwich.
Hey, if daddy wants a sandwich, you heard her. You heard the motherfucker. He wants a fucking sandwich. Cecilia said, what does she have to bring? So this is the thing. Us men are not necessarily looking for something tangible that she can bring, right? She doesn't necessarily have to bring accolades. I know a lot of women like to say, oh, I'm a single mom, I take care of my kids and this and that. Like, if that's all you're bringing to a relationship, then you are failing if that's what you think we want. Like, we don't need that. At the end of the day, from beginning of time, from when God made marriage a thing, you have to understand that you as a woman have to come there in order to be a helpmate. You are supposed to make your man look better in every scenario that he's in. So, for example, I think that you, just like Adrian, I was just about to say it, you need to be an asset more than a liability. So if you come with all this preconceived notion that I'm a bad bitch and I am the table and this, you're already failing. We don't want that kind of woman. We want somebody who's going to be the table with us together. We want her to be the legs if she needs to be the legs, be the fucking tabletop if she needs to be the tabletop. We want her to be malleable, somebody who's going to understand, just like you said, somebody who's not going to fucking defy you in every choice that you make just because she has an opinion every single time.
Fill in that feminine role in the relationship.
Exactly.
I mean, because us as men, we got to bring in that male aspect, that protector, that all the things that you'd expect from us. You know what I mean? And to be honest, like I said, it's easier for us to just give it right off jump. You know what I mean? Especially if we like the girl or whatnot. But at the end of the day, like the women have to just you don't really need to come with much of anything. Just be submissive, be, you know, willing to be on his level, be on, you know, whatever he has going on, support him in it. You know what I mean? That, I think that shows loyalty in a woman, where you're willing to, you know, compromise with him and, you know, do what you have to do to make this work for as a unit, not just because, you know, obviously it's going to benefit you if he's doing good. You know what I mean? You build each other.
Bro, could you imagine if we went to a woman that we were trying to like court or woo or whatever the case is, trying to get at her, and we went up to her and she asked, well, what can you provide me as a man that's going to make me want to be with you as a woman? And we said some stupid shit like, I am the table, like I bring everything. That's such a general blanket statement. Like, that don't mean shit to her. If anything, the most important thing to her is going to be financially, can you take care of me if that's what I need out of you? That's women's first go-to. And I know they like to say, no, I look for a wholesome guy, but at the end of the day, are you really going to be with some guy who like can't even support himself? So I think financially you have to bring something, obviously. Looks department, I think women can kind of look past that if they have other things going for that guy, such as he has some type of status, he's well off, something, you know, like the guy brings more than just his looks. So for a guy to walk into a situation and be like, I am the fucking table, like you ladies will look at it as stupid as fuck. And it's the same way we expect when we ask you, well, what can you do for me as my woman? You know what I mean? We want to hear, oh, I can make the house a peaceful place. We want to hear, oh, you know, I'm gonna make sure that whenever I cook food, it's made with love. You know, we want to hear that when you get home at the end of the day, look, I know you've been stressed and I know you had a long day, like whatever you need from me, I got you. I'll be in the, you know, here if you need me. You're not gonna, you know, like these are like the smaller things that men tend to look for versus this like I am the table bullshit. Like, we don't care about any of that. Like, we don't need you to be all of everything. We need you to be one specific thing and just be a helpmate to us. Like, make our life better as we are out here busting our ass trying to make your life better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's only fair. So, but yeah, man, I think loyalty, my fault. Loyalty can be one of those things that has many facets, and we see it in our day to day when it comes to some of the things we've dealt with. And
yeah, man. And I'm only gonna speak on personal, you know, experience. You know, I've been blessed. I've been very blessed, and to, you know, being presented with a girl that's showing me so much support, you know, showing me so much love, and you know, she holds it down. You know, you have no idea how much it's really hard. I mean, I really love my babies, and you know, I'm sure every dad loves his kids and or whatnot, but I really love my daughters, and you know, it breaks my heart every time that I go away. You know, as soon as I'm leaving, they're like, "Oh, I don't want you to go. When are you coming back?" When I haven't even walked out the door. You know, it's tough for her to, you know, keep them entertained, keep them, you know, knowing that I'm doing these things, going away for a long time, just so I can make, you know, some money for the family, you know, making sure they're okay for school, making sure they have food on the table.
Excuse me.
You know, everything. Yeah, I'm doing all these sacrifices and all that, but again, I recognize how much she's doing for me. You know, holding it down at the house. You know, taking care of the girls, dropping them off at school, picking them up, helping them with their homework. You know, that's a real woman right there that's willing to hold it down and shows real loyalty. You know, and these are some of the things that we don't even recognize and praise our women for, but I definitely try to do my part. I definitely try to, you know, show her my appreciation with small gestures, and telling her, even if it's on FaceTime, like, you know, thank you, I love you, I appreciate you, you know, just know that I got you. You know, I try my best to bring you back a little something, you know, just
again, a helpmate.
You know, exactly, somebody that helps you, you know, with
make your life better,
your life better and easier to deal with the fact that, you know, you're having to do these things, you know. And again, I appreciate the opportunity you gave me and everything, but you know, again, in our reality, like, you know, I've always been here for the girls. I've always been around, you know, and working this job for the past year and a half now, is, you know, I've been away from them the most as well. You know, but it's also for the better, because they've been in way better position now than they've ever been.
Yeah, man, it's a beautiful thing, and you know, that's the extent that men are willing to go through, man. We're willing to break our backs, and that's another form of our loyalty. We'll do whatever it takes to make sure our kids and our loved ones are taken care of. Like, we do what we have to do, and that's the kind of sacrifice that men bring. And I feel like women these days kind of lose focus of that too, because they have to sacrifice too. And whether or not you want to admit that you have to sacrifice something or not, at some point, if you're not doing it, you're going to recognize it, because the guy's not going to stay. You know, I left my marriage because I felt like there was a lack of loyalty, lack of intimacy. Like I felt like I was not respected. I wasn't adored. I wasn't cared for. And look, as much as men might not want to say it verbally, we do want to be adored by our women, bro. Like we want to feel like we're that nigga, you know? Like, and if we're not feeling that way, it makes us start thinking, well, what else do I need to do? I'm already working. I'm already paying all the bills. I'm already, you know, coming home and like taking care of you. Sometimes I'm even doing the things that you should be doing, but at the end of the day, you still look at me with this fucking angry ass face, like I need to do more. Like, how much more do I got to do, man?
Yeah.
It's a sad thing, bro. Like, and I feel like it's more prominent with social media and everything that's going on in the world today. So, unfortunately, it only seems like it's getting worse, man. And I'll say one thing, and I think women don't like to hear this, but when you decide to be with somebody, and especially if you're considering being married to that person, I said it in the past podcast, you are essentially, interviewing for a job. Like when this guy decides to hit you up and you give him that time of day, from that moment on, you giving him any time and energy, you are interviewing to that guy. Whether or not you are going to be long term to him is something that he's already judging right off the bat. So if you're trying to fill out a job applications, why are you not doing all the things that you need to do? Which brings me to my next point. When you get married, bro, you literally say a vow that I am going to obey. Like, how are you going to obey, but you're constantly challenging this man? You're more susceptible to listen to your boss at work and him telling you that he has a dress code for you, but you can't do it for your man. It doesn't make sense to me. Like, if your man is asking you, can you please not show off your titties when you leave, and you still go out and do it, but you'd go to work and make sure that you cover up your titties because your boss says you have to? How the fuck does that make any sense to you? How is your boss have more pull over you than me? Like, and I think it gets lost in translation over the decades that you do have to obey your man. Like, that's a vow you take. So if you took that vow, why aren't you doing your part? And I lacked a lot of that in my marriage, you know, and it's unfortunate. So, anything else you want to say on topic of loyalty before we move on?
I mean, you know, and just another example, and I don't mean to take this to a celebrity, aspect or whatnot, but one thing that, because, you know, we've been reacting to a lot of certain videos or whatnot, and one that really, you know, cuts deep with us, only because we grew up watching this man, you know, and I've been a fan, and, you know, it just you look at him differently now.
Yeah, man.
You know,
sad.
and one of the, and I hate to bring this up, you know, but a lot of women like to use this term nowadays because they think it's funny, bro. And I think it's just the saddest shit in the world, man. It's Will Smith. You know what I mean? How he literally went from being one of the biggest stars in the world to one of the biggest laughing stocks, and when it comes to talking about relationships, man, because you know, he literally sat there on a table with this woman, and she's literally like emasculating him, berating, like, and he's over there trying to keep it together. He cries at some point, and, you know, again, this is a guy that's one of the best actors in my opinion, and it's just sad to see what he has been putting up through, bro. She literally liked the man that was in jail, you know, regardless of who it was, you know what I mean? Like, she didn't love him at all.
And the crazy part is he knew this before he even married Jada, bro. He knew that she didn't want to get married. He knew that she was in love with Tupac still. He absolutely knew that Jada didn't want to have a traditional marriage, but he forced it on her anyways because he was in love with her. His loyalties was to make sure that he was going to make that girl his wife. And so much so, like, he was looking past all the bullshit that she was giving. Like, bro, she's said it on numerous occasions over the years that how much she loved Tupac, and just the way you can see her light up when she talks about Tupac. But when she talks about her own husband, bro, like, her face is just like, this nigga. You know, like, it's sad, man. Like, and that is just goes to show her where her loyalties lied in that relationship. And where his was, he was absolutely in love, and I think she was enamored by the fact that he's a bigger star and what he can provide for her. That's a.
And that just goes to show, man. Like, you know, it could happen to any man. You know what I mean? And you don't see the damage that you caused. You know, this fool's image, his whole legacy. You know what I mean? Like, she pretty much destroyed it because most of the people are gonna probably remember all the scandals and all the bullshit that he went through.
The slap, the slap heard around the world.
Everything negative,
entanglement,
you know, as opposed to remembering Men in Black. You know what I mean? It was one of my most favorite movies. You know what I mean? It's just crazy to think.
I Am Legend.
The power that these women hold against us men, and they don't even realize it. You know what I mean? How much you can destroy somebody with just words.
What he needs to do is do Jada like he did Sam the dog in I Am Legend.
Man, just
no,
man, no,
I'm just kidding.
No. Damn.
Oh man,
I can't believe you. Why would you say that? Wow. This guy,
bro. It's just because, man. I hear you. I feel for the dude, man. Man. Fuck, to be so like high and mighty, man, and then at every corner your wife is literally fucking emasculating you and like berating you to like the world, man. That shit is. I'm nowhere near his status, bro. But I can only imagine as a person like how much more we deal with it, and we're nobodies, you know.
Yeah.
So for us to get treated like that too, and this is a fucking star, man. Like, you know, again, just like you said, his legacy is no longer, you know, the movies he did. He's always gonna be known as, like Adrian said, entanglement and fucking the slap heard around the world. You know, like,
it's sad.
Yeah, man. Even though part of me believes like a little bit of that slap was a little bit of a stunt, but
I mean,
I don't know, man. It seems oddly
man, whatever
similar
it is, bro,
to other
just
shit.
The fact that he's, even if, let's just say it's all for publicity, man. Like, the fact that he's willing to put himself through that kind of situation, bro, it's wild to me, bro. It's wild.
Yeah, man.
Like, you pretty much selling your soul. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna be in the entertainment industry, you sell your soul anyway. So
I mean, I guess
she's a bald-headed demon. I don't care what nobody says.
I guess. Bro.
Fucking. No. I always say alopecia.
Oh, man.
Is that you, baby?
No comment.
Bro, I don't believe she had a alopecia. Sue me if you want, but I don't believe she had shit. I think that was just bullshit that she was using for more attention and more clout, and you know, use it as reasons to fucking berate her man. And like, I don't know, man, this is just fucked up. Well, man, divorce that girl. I hope that you got a prenup, and I hope that you fucking at least consider the fact that it's not gonna be easy divorce. But get out of that shit, man. That woman don't love you. That woman do not love you, man. Anyways, that brings us to the next topic on love. And who do you think will more likely fall in love? A woman who's 35 years old, or a woman who's, I don't know, let's say 20?
So you're asking me who falls in love easier?
Who falls in love easier?
I think the younger woman falls in love easier. Only because, I mean, I don't want to make it sound like this, but she don't really know no better. You know what I mean? Because she's really going in it with open mind. You know what I mean? She's basically going off just the good vibes and all. You know, as opposed to an older woman has more experience, more she knows more red flags than a younger woman would see. She's
a little more susceptible.
Yeah, definitely.
The younger girl is, at least.
Yeah. Because like I said, she really don't know no better, and she really just goes off the good vibes that you show her. You know what I mean? You keep showing her good vibes, she's gonna keep on, you know, enjoying herself and show, you know, the interest or whatever. As opposed to a woman is gonna hold back more. She's gonna expect more. You know what I mean? She's gonna want you to hold you to a certain standard.
Yeah. I think, for sure. I think it's easier for a younger woman to fall in love. But the problem is I feel like younger women don't want love these days. I feel like most of them are so like, oh, I'm living my best life, and oh, not right now. I'm doing me, like, and I think when they hit 35 years old, that's when they want to start falling in love. And I think that's a problem, because at 35 years old, you've already had bodies, you've already built up so much trauma. You've already you probably have some kids at this point, probably multiple baby daddies, and at this point, your chances of finding love at 35 become slim. And we've already said it on this podcast that men always want younger, and you know, more submissive, you know, more malleable. So I think at 25, ages 20 to 25 is like the best time I think a woman should try to find love, because at that point she's at her peak. You know, she can bear babies a lot easier. Again, like I said, she's more malleable. We can kind of coach her and give her the life experiences that we want her to have, versus her already been, you know, taken to Dubai by like 2 different guys. And now here you are. How are you going to live up to that standard? And, you know, especially if you're an average guy like us, like I can't fucking take you to Dubai, you know? So, yeah, man, I think there's a lot of facets to that too. And I think with everything that we speak on, you know, I feel like a lot of the reasons why we try to talk about it is just so we can kind of look at all aspects of that situation. Like we said, loyalty. There's so many different facets of loyalty, whether it's in a relationship, whether it's to your homie, whether it's to, you know, family, you know, loyalty. There's a lot to it, but I think ultimately people are more interested in obviously loyalty between men and women. So, which brings us to an interesting question that we had wrote down. Let me make sure I read it right. All right, crazy thought. We said, what's worse, a man cheating or a woman cheating in a marriage? Who do you think? Who do you think is worse?
In my opinion, I think it's worse on a woman cheating when they're married, because, again, if a man cheats, it's more than likely just to get something off. You know what I mean? It's more of the like physical, I need that or whatever. There's really no thought into it. You know what I mean? But as opposed to a woman, I think that once she gets to that level where she's checked out emotionally and, you know, starts entertaining another guy, you know, and even worse, if she takes it to that next level of being physical with him, you know, it's just, I mean, it just looks, it's a bigger betrayal. You know, in my opinion.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a way bigger betrayal.
Yeah, we've said this many times since we started this pod, that women cheating is like the worst thing that a man can endure from his woman, because we said it earlier today, men are very territorial, and typically when we choose a woman that we want to be with, we tend to want to be with a person that we don't think is gonna want to be with a bunch of guys, you know what I mean? And for a woman to cheat, I think it's like one of the hardest things that men can endure, because typically men don't hang on to traumas, but being cheated on is one of those traumas that men will definitely go forward with, and it almost incentivizes him to become more of a dog as he like goes into other relationships, because he's like, fuck, like I provided everything for this girl, how could she still cheat, you know? And I think it just goes to show, you know, even though men will cheat in a marriage, just like you said, most of the time there's really no emotional tie behind it. And I actually spoke to somebody recently personally to me, and we had this conversation, and she was like, well, how can somebody just go have sex with a girl, come back home and be with me and my kids, you know, like how can you really be there? I'm like, you got to understand that he's providing for you, he's holding you down, he's protecting you and your baby. He's not doing that for this other girl. Not to mention, like, it's very hard for a guy to like cheat with multiple people, or even one person for that matter, because it costs to go out and, you know, seduce a girl. And like this day and age, bro, like money is not accessible like it used to be. So for a guy to cheat these days, it's really hard. And again, it all boils down to another situation with the options. Like men really don't have the options like that. And I think it's the reason why it's hurtful when women do it, because they have all the fucking options. Their IG gives them the option. Their fucking Facebook gives them the options. And all it takes is for her to open up one message and be like, let me entertain this guy and see what happens. And when she starts cheating, the emotion comes behind it. And I think it's absolutely why we find women cheating as the biggest betrayal you can ever do as a woman. Because it not only makes you look like a 304, but, you know, that's another body added to your list, and we're not going to want to slide up in something that some other dude was just in because you felt like you had to step out. So
yeah, you really think that the guy that you cheat with is going to treat you any better? You know what I mean? Like, especially him knowing that you cheated.
Him knowing that you're married?
Yeah, him knowing that you're married, it's like, come on. Like for sure, you're only useful for one thing. You know what I mean? So it's up to you. Like however you want to view it. You know what I mean? I that's just our personal opinion. But again, it's just looks way worse on the girl.
I'm actually curious then. Now that we're on that topic, let's just say you were single. Sorry, Scooby. This is hypothetical. Let's just say you were single and you're talking to a girl who's in a marriage, unhappy in said marriage, and doesn't want to leave because the financial security is no longer going to be there, but she's for whatever reason enamored with you and wants to be physical with you, and then she so chooses to finally step out with you, cheat, be sexual with you, goes back home, still doesn't leave. Let's just say she finally decides to leave. Would you take that girl? Would you be the next guy that got with her? Would you wife her up seriously? Or even give a potential for her being a wife or with you?
Nah, definitely not, man. Because to be honest, bro, like obviously, I mean, again, this whatever circumstances is, the obvious part is that she's married.
Right.
You know what I mean? And if she's willing to be in a whole marriage and she doesn't want to leave just because of financial security, you know what I mean? That's just goes to show what kind of person she is and where her priorities are. You know what I mean? And obviously, if I don't provide that, she's more than likely she's gonna do that to me. Finding the next guy that can take care of her the way she wants. You know what I mean? So again, it's just you only hurt yourself as a woman when you do these types of things.
Yeah, man. I think it's a interesting dynamic between men and women. Sorry, wrong camera. Between what? Nothing. Okay, I thought you. Yeah, I think it's an interesting dynamic when it comes to marriage and who's more loyal and this and that. But there are some things that I even think about. Like I had a message from somebody the other day and it made me think. I noticed when dating, men tend to want the physical part of the relationship right away, and women tend to want the emotional part. For example, I had a situation where we made it very clear that it was just going to be physical. And after the first time we slept together, she went back home and told me she loved me. And bro, it absolutely scared the shit out of me. And the crazy part is she was beautiful. She was sexy. She was absolutely a girl I can see myself with potentially in the future. But just that simple fact that after we had sex for the first time and she got back that night and was like, okay, well, I'm going to sleep. Good night. I love you. I was like, oh, fuck.
I mean,
why? Why'd you have to go ruin such a good moment, man?
Yeah,
we had such a great day. And then you go and say some shit like that.
I mean, it's damn, that's wild, bro. I couldn't really speak on too much like that, bro. But at the end of the day, man, I think that's like her just, again, females react out of emotion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was so good for her that it was, she
I laid it down right, but
exactly. But at the end of the day, man, I mean, I don't know how that turned out or whatnot, but I think if you stop talking to her or whatever, I think you did her a favor, because at the end of the day, like, you don't want to lead her on just because she's beautiful, just because the sex is good or whatever, what I mean? But I think you did the right thing by, kind of like,
cutting it off. Yeah, man, and it's crazy because like I said, she was good looking, so it's not like that was like the issue, I think it was more so the fact that we said something was gonna be a thing, and I would have been perfectly okay if she would have just been like, that was fun, like, can't wait to do it again, and I can't wait to see you again, something along those lines. But right away from like smashing the first time and then telling me I love you, like, that shit absolutely scared me. It's true.
Well,
it's true, man. And what's crazy is that, again, like I said, my thought on the whole thing is like, men absolutely want that physicality from her first date if you can get it, but he would be hesitant if she was already talking about I love you on the first date. So like, it's funny how that double, bro, with everything that we talk about here, there's always some type of double standard to it. And I think it's important that we speak on it and, get our takes on these kind of things. Cause and that's why I ask you, would you take that person who's married? Because I'll be honest with you, man, I think, I say it like this. I think that I can possibly consider her seriously if she showed me all the right things. And by that, I mean, like, for one, I'd have to accept and know right off jump that I messed with this girl while she was married. And the potential for her possibly doing it to me is very high, especially if she's not happy, like this situation that we're speaking on. She's not happy and she's doing it now. Why not just leave? You know what I mean? And I get financially it's gonna fuck you up, but I mean you're already going to the lengths of, having another guy inside you. Why not just leave him? It just doesn't make any sense to me. But this is the kind of thing that women do because they're opportunists. They absolutely seek out the better and more capable guy than the person they're with, and it just goes to show when women cheat, it's the ultimate betrayal because all she really has to do is be like, tell her husband, like, look, I need you to still provide for the kids, but you and I are not working. I think we should go our separate ways. Sure, she might have to move back in with mom. Sure, she might have to move in with a brother or sister or something, but you're not cheating. You know what I mean? You might as well just leave. And I think back to why I say it's different for men. When men do it, we really don't want to be with another girl. We just want to have another pussy, and that sounds fucked up, but it's the truth. We don't want to fucking entertain another girl and like worry about her feelings and worry about what she needs for the fucking trip that she's about to go. Like, we don't want to have to worry about extra shit. We already don't want to worry about it with our own women, So when we cheat, we don't really give a fuck about the girl at all whatsoever. Unpopular opinion, but that's the truth. But anything on that notion before we head off to the next one?
No.
Okay. Let's see what else we had up here. I know we had. So we referenced the whole Jada Smith thing. Jada Smith, like she really is a Smith. Isn't she? What was the other guy? Maybe she's an Alcina now.
I don't know what she is. She looks like one of the cats from 10,000 BC. The blind people.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're referencing. Anyways, we spoke on the IGs, and yeah, so I think part of the reason why, and I'll bring this up, reason why I brought up loyalty for this episode was a little bit based on my marriage. With anything that most of these pods that we've been doing, I always try to refer it back to something that I went through personally with somebody. And in my marriage, man, like, I already said it that I didn't feel like I was absolutely head over heels in love with her like I was with a previous relationship. But I made sure that I absolutely showed her love in every possible way that she needed it. She said she wanted to create her own business, so I allowed her to not work anymore. She said that she needed more support on like my ideas on how to help her business, so I tried to do that for her. I cleaned the house. I fucking worked. I did all the yard chores. I took care of her car, like, and ultimately I realized that she just had no respect for me as a person. I think she settled for me. I think her loyalties was really never to me to begin with. And I think she's seen a guy that was hardworking and willing to do at least some of the things that she needed. And again, women being opportunists, she seen an opportunity to have a good life. And she settled. And granted, there was times where she did great things for me. But most of the time, it was always me telling her, I need you to be more intimate with me. I need you to be a little bit more compassionate. I need you to be a little more feminine and not challenge me and have an attitude all the time. I need you to admit when you're wrong, like simple things, And ultimately, it boiled down to the fact that she wasn't giving me these things. I warned her for a little while. And she needed a sponsor, not a spouse. Yeah, exactly. Fuck. And I felt like I sponsored the shit out of her. And I still didn't get what the fuck I wanted. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, ultimately I realized that I was just not the guy she loved and respected. I was the guy she settled for, and it showed within her actions. And I kept warning her for probably the better part of a year after we were married for a couple that I need you to do these things for me, and she didn't do it. So ultimately, I actually started emotionally cheating, which is very unlike me. And at this, and the girl that I was talking to, we didn't even have anything physical, bro. It was all emotional. She was like telling me I'm handsome. She was telling me, oh, you work so hard. You need somebody to rub your back when you get home. You work so hard. You need somebody to cook for you. and not be miserable when you get home, you know, or ask you what you're gonna eat when you're on the way home, like when she's not doing anything, you know. So I started seeing these things, and I was getting it from this other girl. Lo and behold, one day I wasn't being slick about it, but I came back from the gym and she had my iPad and she opened the door for me, and she never does this shit. She was like, "Who the fuck is so and so?" I was like, "Fuck, I'm caught." But you know what? When she found that out, I had already had my paralegal print up the divorce papers. I had them in the car. I was hiding them from her for like a better part of like 2 or 3 months. And yeah, when she found out, she was like, "Who's so and so?" I was like, "Look," and I came clean to her right away. I was like, "Look, I'm sorry, but you know, I was already planning on divorcing you. It just so happened that it was around Christmas time too." And I really felt bad like doing it during the Christmas time, so I felt like it was just a better idea to wait until after New Year's and stuff. And yeah, she found out I think the week before Christmas. So I felt kind of fucked up about that. But, you know, at the same time, I dabbled back and forth for a long time whether or not I would leave. And I wasn't sure. And if I honestly feel like if she didn't find out, I might have stayed longer. I might have even stayed another year. But just to try to work it out, man, like I didn't want to like have to get what I was getting, you know, emotionally from somebody else, you know. And that's because, again, intimacy was lacking and I wasn't even going to that extent, you know. But yeah, man, my loyalties was ultimately still to her. I just couldn't get everything that I needed out of her, and I ended up having to find it somewhere else. And then, like I told you, 1 month after I gave her her divorce papers, she had a guy picking her up from this house. And every suspicion that I ever had about her was confirmed that at that point, man. And then you women wonder why men like me come about and why I have these standards and why I talk the way I talk about women. Like, y'all do some fucked up shit, like some real dirty shit, you know, and you want to sit there and pretend like you're saints, but you're not. You know, some of you females out here are really bitches, and I hate to say it like that. It's true. You know, some of y'all do some fuck shit. Even to the man who's sitting there providing, working hard. You see this man fucking busting his ass 16, 17 hours out the day, coming home tired, and you're still asking him what we're going to eat for dinner. Like, how the fuck? And then on top of that, when he tries to, you know, be physical with you, "Oh, don't do that. This is my body." Like, who the fuck are we? Like, why did we get married, man? Why did we get married if this is what we were going to do? You know what I mean? Yeah. It just, even like I said during, you know, the segment where we were talking about Jada Pinkett Smith, bro, my ex-wife was absolutely miserable during almost 80% of our marriage. I mean, our wedding. I don't think it was until like the last, I don't know, hour she loosened up because I got her some drinks and like tried to bring her out on the dance floor, bro. But like, yeah, I mean, she didn't even want to watch our wedding video. That's how much she knew she was upset throughout the entirety. It's supposed to be the happiest day of your life, man. So, but anyways, I know we want to round it out with a quote. I know we're getting down to an hour 15, and we said we were going to go for an hour. So we want to bring out that quote and speak on it a little bit.
I mean, you know, again, we try to just find a quote that maybe, you know, we can relate to and kind of, you know, has to do with this episode. But there was one that I liked, and it was loyalty is hard to find. Trust is easy to lose. Actions speak louder than words.
Absolutely. We agree. And just to kind of use that as something we were just speaking on right now, her actions, my ex-wife, her actions was very clear. When she had the guy come over, I knew then that, you know, her loyalties was not to me. Granted, I did what I did, but, you know, that was after a year of me warning her. And yeah, man, our loyalty is something we should absolutely consider if we're even going to get into a relationship. I think people these days are so gung-ho about the idea of a relationship, but nobody really knows what they bring. And I think it's unfortunate.
Yeah, and no, well, I just wanted to speak on, you know, it doesn't just go with relationships as well, man. You know, again, we speak on, you know, friendship and loyalty with family and friends too. You know, I don't want to say no names, but the loyalty you show to people, giving them job opportunities, and I'm pretty sure you know who I'm talking about, giving him a job opportunity, you know, because you guys go way back or whatnot, and you know, giving him the loyalty as a friend to give him opportunity to make some money, help himself and his family. Oof. And then
I just realized who you're talking about.
He goes and loses the trust so easily, man, because he did some fuck shit, some shit that that doesn't fly in anywhere, anywhere. And
those ones cut deep.
Yeah, exactly. And then the trust you have from goes out the window, and it was just like goes back to the actions speak louder than the words. His actions that he showed that he did just shows the lack of respect and loyalty and trust you had that you had in him.
Yeah,
all that went out the window,
and that was after we had gave him a chance already.
Exactly. So again,
from some other fuck shit he
this doesn't just go down to relationships. It goes down to homies. Just trusting them and being loyal to them, and then you're getting the shit end of the stick. You know what I mean? But let me see.
Says, do you think if a man is not loyal, does that speak about his character as a man? Well, it depends on what you mean. You mean as far as like cheating goes, or as far as like his loyalty to the family? Like, would elaborate a little bit on that. But as far as him being loyal, I think men bring loyalty in many different ways, not necessarily just infidelity. I know ladies don't like to hear that shit, but I think a man is more loyal than whether or not he goes and smashes some random girl. In all honesty, again, men are always gonna want. There's a reason why they call it strange. They want strange. They don't want the usual shit. Overall, okay, yeah, absolutely. I think, like I said, men show loyalty in many different ways, and I think if this man is providing for you and holding you down and coming home to your bed every night and making sure your girls are taken care of, and I think, obviously I'm speaking towards you just because she's asked the question, but yeah, I think his loyalty should show. Absolutely. I mean, should you put up with shit? Not necessarily, but I think in a relationship, not just one party puts up with shit. I think we all put up with shit, and I think it's a matter of deciding whether or not something is so detrimental to the relationship that it has to end. So, yeah, his loyalty definitely reflects on his character, but I don't think one thing should determine whether or not he's a bad person, in my opinion. So.
Yeah. But again, with the whole loyalty, again, I just want to point out that I speak on myself, and the people that I love and trust, and I do things for, I do it out of heart. You know what I mean? It's just the type of person I am. You know what I mean? I'm going to show you. I could show you how loyal I am better than I could explain it to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And again, this goes back to one of the reasons why I wanted to start this with Chris, because he's never ever showed me anything other than loyalty. You know what I mean? He was one of the few guys that ever just checked up on me. You know what I mean? Just making sure I was okay. You know what I mean? All that, it goes a long way. It means a lot to somebody that, that they even take the time, even if it's once a year, be like, hey, man, what's up, man? Happy birthday. How's your day? How you been? Everything good? Boom, boom, cool. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, it came to a time where I was in need of some help, man. And, he didn't even hesitate. He didn't even hesitate. And that just shows the loyalty and respect he has for me, and again, this goes as far as going with the family and friends, like family's always been there for me, and again, I don't necessarily believe that there's a such thing as friends. I only believe that there's family. You know what I mean? That's just my take on that.
Yeah. We can go on about different ways that people can show loyalty, but at the end of the day, I think if you have somebody in your life, whether it's a spouse, whether it's a friend, whether, acquaintance or whatever, and that person is absolutely showing that they got your back, hang tight to those people, because loyal people are not easy to find in this day and age, man. Like, just like you said, we have friends and even family for that matter that we expect to be loyal to us, but they're not. We see it in our day-to-day lives, and just like you're commenting on a friend of ours, like, the dude literally went above and beyond 2 times to make sure that he showed his disloyalty, even though every day he was saying, I appreciate you guys, all this and that, like, blowing smoke up your ass. And little do we know, he's really behind our back being the biggest snake that you can be, you know, like
on a whole different level, another level that I don't really want to speak on too much, but it's the ultimate disrespect.
Yeah, you know, so again, there's facets to everything that we speak on here, and we always try to be well-rounded on the things that we speak on, and we try not to attack things from one notion. Obviously we're men, so naturally we have some things to say when it comes to dating and women and how we feel about how they are this day and age, and you know, we can get a little passionate sometimes. I can honestly say that sometimes I really get frustrated with some of the shit that women do. Like, absolutely. I mean, you guys heard some of the stories, and we'll probably dabble in some more because there's plenty more where those came from, you know. But
this was just our take on the loyalty aspect, on how we view things on the relationship aspect, and then with the friendships, and overall the whole our opinion on what loyalty really means to us.
Yeah, and I think next episode that we're planning on doing next Friday, I think we are gonna do some reaction videos. We wanted to do some this episode, but we just couldn't find some of the ones that we really wanted on YouTube. So
we also gotta talk about some stories about, you know, we also said we were gonna do some stories on work. You know what I mean? I have some pretty entertaining stories about the valet. You know,
we should do that.
You know, all that. You know, just to give a little. You know, we'll react to the whole thing, but
yeah, because you've met a lot of celebrities and shit.
Yeah, man. You know, and I've had some funny situation, guys. I think you guys will really enjoy it, man. You know, just a little teaser, bro. I remember one day at work, it was Charlie Sheen, bro. He must have been super lit, bro, because he started handing everybody $100, bro. He was like, boom, boom, boom. Even the person that opened the door, it was some member over there. He gave him $100. But, you know, again, those are just little things that, you know, I experienced and I wanted to share overall, you know, just to whole dealing with celebrities and, you know, the supercars and everything else. Again, man, you know, we want to make this as entertaining as possible, and you know, we could probably touch a little bit on that aside from doing the reaction videos. You know, just
actually, we can incorporate the two together.
Yeah, definitely.
So work stories and reaction videos.
Yeah, definitely.
Actually, and you know, speaking on work, man, we definitely have some horror stories in the moving industry and some of the shit we've dealt with there. I know you haven't really come across it yet, but I've dealt with hoarders and, you know, some fucking nasty shit, some nasty living people. Oh, how about that? How about that one job that we did recently, and we packed the first day and then came back just to find out that her kids jumped all over.
Oh my God, bro! I couldn't believe that. Nah, but you know what was the worst part, bro? It was like that when you made me realize that, I'm like, bro, you see all these cats? And I was like, yeah, that's kind of gross, because, you know, I'm not a cat guy.
Yeah.
And then he was like, yeah, but do you see any litter boxes? I'm like, oh, hell no, bro. And that whole house stunk like, bro,
man,
straight cat piss and poo-poo.
I had to point it out, man, because as soon as we walked in there, man, bro, if anybody knows anything about cat piss, it fucking reeks like horribly. And if it just gets on one fabric in your house and you're in that area, you will fucking smell that shit.
It was
all carpet. And that's what made me, like, right away we walked in, I smelled that shit. I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
That stench hit me.
Yeah.
And then even worse, I looked down at the carpet as we're doing the walkthrough. Yeah. You could just see stain there.
Oh, damn. There. And it reminds me of that one. Remember that one military family where they had a dog in the back and I was packing that little area, bro? Holy. Man, that shit was, it's bad. It's bad.
Yeah, some of these people that we move are fucking nasty, man. Yeah. Like, people don't clean. People, man. I can even say, you know, we move some females that are like, they're like this small, and then they got this thing. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Yeah, like, bro, where do you put that thing?
Yeah.
Where is it going?
Yeah, bro. It's just funny, man. We got some little funny stories here and there, man. You know, some things that I've seen and had to question Chris about, like, man, what is this? And he tells me, and I just, Wait.
Hold on, not to out you. Didn't you pick up something
one
time?
What? I don't want to get into that right now, Charles. You know, I do not want to get into that right now. Yes, but definitely.
I'm just remembering my boy picked up some shit and didn't realize what it was.
Yeah, bro. Oh, man, it was bad, bro. I can't, you know, and it was just, I don't want to talk about it right now.
You know what's crazy to me? Like, the funny parts about, like, the nasty ones are usually, like, military personnel. I hate to say it, man, but, like, military people are, like,
freaks.
For one, they're freaks. But 2, they're really like dirty. Like they don't fucking clean a lot. No offense to my military people out there, but fuck. Like,
you would think how disciplined they are.
Right, you would think
really clean and
exactly
organized.
Don't you remember what it was like in the barracks, motherfuckers?
Yeah, bro. Damn. No, but it's also pretty cool going to like move people in bases because you can hear the fire, like them shooting range and the jets and all that other stuff. See, that's little ups and downs to the business, man. Like we get to see a lot of shit, especially that one airbase that we went to. You know how it had all the jets in the front,
Edwards.
like yeah, bro. That shit was sick. That shit was
Air
really
Force
sick.
Base. Yeah, they actually got the Dark Star, or they did have the Dark Star there from Top Gun.
Oh, okay.
Remember, she was saying that. Did she say that it was there when we went? Because remember, I brought it up.
I think it was. She said that they have moved it or something.
Yeah, because it was in the front originally. She said, but we never. I mean, unfortunately, we get to see the stuff, but we don't ever really get to go and fucking like be tourists, man, because we're limited on time when we're out there. And we got we got turned around a couple times.
Oh yeah.
And then they didn't want to let us in at first.
Because of you look like a straight criminal.
Hey, fuck it.
Yeah, bro. They stopped us, man. They were like, oh, okay, he's good. They had to check this fucker.
Bro, they made me wait like a good 20 minutes.
When because they had to take a copy of your ID, right? I'm good. I have a little bit of complexion color to me. But when they print his shit out, it looked like an unlocked character. He had to like smile in order for them. Like, oh yeah, man, we got to figure this shit out.
Hey, that's the fucking
more ink in the machine.
That's the printer's fault, not my fucking face.
Hilarious. But just little things like that, man. We got a little bit of stories work wise, and again, Chris is a tech guy, and it's really complicated to try to get these React videos and try to figure out how it's gonna look. So it's gonna be trial and error for us. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, we're trying to bring a little bit of different entertainment. Again, we don't want to just rant. We just want to really just give our takes, on reaction videos. And I really wanted to react to that Will Smith and Jada one. If we get a chance to. But yeah, man. Just little future insights of what you can expect from this channel.
Absolutely, guys. We are gonna keep on vamping up the show with different things. Absolutely, we're gonna do some React videos next week. So we almost did it today, but I just felt like we only had a couple videos that we were able to find that we really wanted to put on there, and I just didn't think it was gonna be pertaining to loyalty for one, and we just didn't want to just go off on a tangent about random shit throughout the episode. So you guys bear with us as we do this every week. Again, we absolutely love doing this. It's a good time for us to just fucking shoot the shit with each other and get some interesting insights from people, because every time I get off the pod, bro, some females hit me up like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And I'm like, first of all,
I be loving when you tell me, bro, like, oh, you can't imagine what they said. I'm like, damn, man, that's funny, bro.
Look, man, and the crazy thing is I had a really good conversation with somebody, and I won't out her name, but this past week after this past episode, and she told me, she's like, you guys really made me realize some things, and I even kind of put her on the spot, and with her talking to me, and kind of gave her my take on what she was really doing and how she was really not being the best she can be for a specific person. And she was like, damn, you're right, and it not only made me feel good that I know this podcast is reaching people, but we've had really good insights from not just her, but from multiple people since we started this thing. And I think ultimately that's why we do this.
Yeah, that's a win for us.
That is an absolute win.
I say, even if it's 1, 2, 3 people, you know what I mean? We're not doing this to get famous, man. We're doing this just because we had a lot of time on our hands, and we have pretty good conversations, on the road, and we reflect a lot on certain things, and especially Chris being single and him going through the things that he's going through and hearing the things that these females have to say. But bitches. At the end of the day, he has pretty good insights and a lot of experience, and again, he won't let these females just roll over on him and just take advantage. So again, I think he had a pretty good point of view, and it could help a lot of men that are struggling through certain situations.
And I'm glad you said that. I'm gonna tell you, ladies, whoever watches this shit and you really want to talk to me, legitimately, just understand I'm not putting up with your shit. So come correct or don't fucking come at all, because I will absolutely fucking drop you if I see one fucking red flag these days. I won't put up with any. I'm not saying you have to be perfect, but I'm saying that if there's something that's instantly going to be a problem with us, I'm not even going to waste your time. I'm going to just drop it. So, ladies, stop your bullshitting.
The man has spoken.
I have spoken. No, real shit. I'm not trying to be a dick, but like real shit. Like don't bring your baggage. Don't bring your fucking trauma. Like come correct. If you want to be in a relationship, understand that you need to come wholeheartedly, not fucking half of you, not part of you, not some of the trauma, not, you know, like,
yeah,
come with an open mind, be feminine, be understanding that I am absolutely a manly man and I'm not going to put up with your bullshit. I'm not going to coddle your fucking feelings. I will absolutely tell you you're being a hoe if I see it happening. Like, I hate me, love me, I really don't give a fuck. So at the end of the day, stand 10 toes down, like I always say, on your fucking beliefs and your standards, because I don't want it. Be gone, Satan. Exactly. Fuck out of here. We don't want that shit, man. Like,
get behind me.
Yeah, man. I won't do it, man. I'm at a point in my life where I don't have the time or the energy to fucking put up with a girl who doesn't see my value.
I hear you.
You know, and if she's not seeing my value, it's because she thinks she's better than me and she doesn't respect me. So you might as well go anyways. Yeah. You know, but anyways, guys, we won't rant on too much longer. It's getting late and Lou obviously still has to drive back to LA, and we always try to keep the pod within an hour to an hour and a half. If it goes over, especially when people are commenting in, we always stay just because we love the feedback. So until next time, you guys, hit that like button, fucking smash the subscribe button. Make sure you're hitting the notification bell because we want you guys to get notified when we go fucking live, because it gets litty in here sometimes. And we always have some great fucking topics to speak on. So, you know, you guys join up next time we go live Friday. I don't know exactly what the date is, but it's going to be next Friday, 7 p.m. Stay tuned. We love you guys. We appreciate everybody who comes in. Adrian, we always love your support because, you know, you're a real one. So much love to you. And yeah, we'll catch you guys next time, guys. Peace.